Hey, Mom, it's your son. Yeah, I know you only have one. I don't know why I said that. I was wondering, have you happened to see my, forearms for my stormtrooper outfit? This is the second time I've lost them this week, and Vader's gonna be so mad with me. I know, Mom, I should be more organized. Oh, sorry, I have to get gas, Mom. I'll talk to you later. Hello there. Today we are at the Death Star Library. I thought I would share with you this cool book, the Star Wars Archives, and the making of Star Wars also. And I'm featured in it, so that's pretty cool. And I thought you'd like to check it out. And I don't know why we shoot so badly either. It could be this helmet. It's hell to see through, so I don't know what Darth Vader expects. But let's go ahead and check these books out.
Alrighty, so here we go. As you can see, it says the Star Wars Archives, episodes 4, 5, and 6, and that was from 1977 to 1983. This is from Taschen. They make absolutely beautiful books. I've done unboxing and previews of their Disney books, and I'll make sure to leave a link at the end. Those are absolutely gorgeous books. These come in several sizes. The 1977 through 1983 has 3 editions, and one is $30, the other one is $100, and the XXL is $200. Then they have the Star Wars Archives, 1999 to 2005. Those come in 2 editions. The smaller one is $30, and the largest one is $200. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. There is the spine, and this is for the 40th anniversary. And then there's the back. Alrighty, here we go. And off into hyperspace. It's from the beginning. That's pretty trippy picture. I think that's pretty cool, actually. Alright, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. When I first saw this video crawl, it was just mind-blowing at the time. It was very revolutionary for 1977. And there's a lot of the promo photos in here. There's also production photos, movie posters, and the they even have the script in here. And it used to be called The Star Wars before they actually changed it. But I love the sketches in here. Ralph McQuarrie actually did a lot of the original art. And there's the storyboard art or conception art, and then the actual beginning of the movie crawl. Love the 1970s hairdo by Anthony Daniels there. And here are some of the art for the story. There's also a lot of other photos in here from production. I love this intro so much. When Darth Vader comes blasting through the door, it was just absolutely gorgeous scene. I fell in love with stormtroopers as soon as they came crashing through that door. I have always wanted a stormtrooper costume, and I now have one. I've had it for quite some time now. I was actually a member of the 501st. I had to retire. My dilemma often was the 501st would be at events that I was also as an artist, so I couldn't dress up. I did go to events when I could. And there are Toys for Tots and some stuff like that. There's the famous choking scene of... and the funny thing is, when we do sketch cards I can't speak. Sketch cards for Star Wars nowadays, we are not allowed to point any weapons toward the person viewing the sketch cards. It's kind of funny. But, Yeah, I love seeing behind the scenes videos and photos, especially videos. It's just blows my mind. It's pretty cool how they only built half of the sand crawler. And then there's the little mock-ups. And this is so cool. I loved seeing the sand troopers. That's probably another outfit I would probably like. There's so many to choose from. There's good old sand troopers. I mean, not sand trooper. Tusken Raiders. Ralph McQuarrie. He was a great artist. And some of the early production photos with George Lucas. And then again, there's the sand crawler, half of it. I guess because they only really need to show from here down, since that thing is so massive. They really didn't need it. And I still prefer practical effects over, any visual effects or CGI. I don't know, it just feels more real. I prefer that. I didn't even realize that so much of this, I mean, back in the day it was all original, but you can see it's hot as hell. These people are all production people with no shirts on. It was very hot there. And I'm really disappointed and sad that Hollywood Studios, when they made the Star Wars land, did not make the actual cantina. They went with the newer movies, and I really wish it was from the original ones. That would have been absolutely incredible. They could have had a band stage and had different people playing music on the stage or in the costumes. I just think it would have been so much more entertaining. But they just chose to go with the newer stuff. I'm old school, so I would have preferred. I mean, how incredible would it have been, or, they put a Greedo figure that's in a seat and you literally could sit right across from Greedo and sit there and reenact it, or, just sit there and have your dinner. I think that would be absolutely incredible. Really, I think I should be in charge of creating attractions at Disney. I would make some awesome stuff. There is the Millennium Falcon, all made out of wood. And there's a wasted ride also. The Millennium Falcon ride is very boring. It's literally a glorified video game that is not fun at all. It's very bumpy, and if someone doesn't do their part correctly, I don't know. It's just not fun. It's visually, it's just absolutely gorgeous, but ride-wise, not fun at all. I always thought it'd be cool to go into the Millennium Falcon, but I don't know. I just don't like the ride. But I do, Rise of the Resistance. That is just an absolutely gorgeous ride and incredible. But the Millennium Falcon, sorry, I just think that's not quite as fun. Pretty funny to see stormtroopers with lightsabers. It would be nice to see some of these. I know they kind of use some of this in other movies later on, but it would have been cool to see McQuarrie's. Actually, you're starting to see a lot more of his characters that weren't in any episodes put on, into the movies. There's half of a Millennium Falcon. And this cockpit is very impractical for actually fighting. You can't see out of it with all the crossbars. That's kind of ridiculous. Try to move this up a little. I love this scene of the trash compactor. It's really fun. Princess Leia and her little buns on the side of her head. And Miss Carrie Fisher, she was such a fun person. There she is, all happy and smiling. Some of these pictures are a little bit harder to see at this size, so if you want, and if you're really in it for the visuals, you might want to go with one of the larger versions of this book. I really enjoy it. There's the cockpit of the X-Wing. TIE Fighter. That's what I was thinking. There they are making them there. TIE Fighter ship is probably one of my favorites. There's Luke doing his duty. Everyone's so happy. Love how they did the practical effects back in the day and blew up the ships and all that good stuff. There's their flybys on the Death Star. And it's mind-blowing to see the quality of detail on these glass plate paintings that they use for really highly detailed parts of ships and other stuff. Landscapes, planets, Death Star, everything was just absolutely incredible. And sadly, those people are kind of going to fade off, and they won't be those types of people making anything anymore because everything is going digital. And it's kind of sad. I mean, people do still do practical effects, but a lot of it is lost. Some of the movie poster artwork. Ralph McQuarrie. He contributed so much to Star Wars. I would have loved to be part of making the movies, or even as an extra, as a stormtrooper or something. I would love that. Tauntaun, it's pretty funny. And there they are. It's crazy how they had to shoot this because there was basically a crazy snowstorm blizzard, and they had to shoot from the hotel room and have the actors go out on the hill, and they would shoot from their room in the hotel because it was so cold. Empire Strikes Back is one of my favorite movies. That movie is so great. I probably literally like them in the order that they're at, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's that's pretty funny seeing him in there, the Wampa. Which, funny enough, they barely even used this costume. I guess it was pretty difficult to make Wampa costumes back in the day. But look at that miniature of Han Solo running across the snow. You can tell it is because it's a little wanky, the movement, but still absolutely gorgeous. The creepy scene when Luke's making out with his sister, just a little creepy. Good old Chewbacca. I miss you, Peter Mayhew. I had some great times with him. Got to have dinner and stuff with him a few times. But I had sat next to him after I was doing a convention. We went out to eat. And, God, he smoked like a chimney, as they say. And sadly, that didn't help to his health. But he was a really nice guy. Like I said, I got a lot of chances to meet him and sit down with him. Wow, look how tiny that is. That's a thumb. That's wild. These scenes are so cool. Storyboards. That's a gorgeous painting by Ralph McQuarrie. I did a similar one to this at one time. But his artwork is definitely better than mine. I'm alright, but I really like his artwork. Never dreamed in my life that I would one day be an official Star Wars artist. I just never thought I would. Excuse me. Love the snowtrooper costume there. The Wampa hand. This looks so bad, but kind of funny. Of course, that was taken out of the scene. You kind of pretty much only see his hand. The space battles were insane. Darth Vader. That is really cool. Dagobah? Yeah, it's Dagobah. Yeah, when I first saw Yoda, I was just mesmerized. I'm like, that dude was awesome. That is scary if Yoda looked like that. They definitely came a long way with him. Look at that. Looks like a grumpy old man. And that's kind of scary. But yeah, they definitely produced a much cuter, appealing to the eye character of Yoda. Love Yoda. He's one of my favorite characters. I love you. I know. And they kiss him. And of course, C3PO comes and interrupts the romance, and Han's like, seriously, dude? There's a little house of Yoda. Absolutely love that movie. I've done quite a few paintings of Yoda since he's one of my favorite characters. And I've done numerous sketch cards of Yoda. Wow, there's a little person wearing a Yoda mask. Interesting. Most of the pictures I've always seen were of puppets. Help you again? Yes. Sorry, that's my impression of Yoda. There's the white Boba Fett and the mock-up costume. I would have absolutely loved to seen all these together in a movie of their own, or more often. I mean, you slightly see them in some of the animated movies and stuff, and even the live action. But I would love to see like more bounty hunters than Jango Fett, Boba Fett, and Mandalorian. I kind of would like to see bounty hunters. You know, just a whole series of just them. Cloud City, another cool thing. Back to Yoda. That's a really cool scene when Darth Vader takes the takes the gun of Han Solo. Is what I meant to say. Oh, I'm stuck. There we go. I've drawn this before. Boba Fett and Darth Vader and Lando Calrissian. I've done a similar painting from that. Han Solo. Flying solo. Alright. This battle scene is insane. What is thy bidding? Alrighty. Princess Leia. The Wookiee running. So sad to hear that James Earl Jones passed. He signed numerous pieces for me. Poor old Luke lost his hand. I am your father. No! The screaming of Luke is kind of funny, actually. There's some really cool ships. They're just like insanely, like they just threw on every piece that they could find on some of these ships. Alright. Return of the Jedi. Sorry, I'm trying to speed up a little. I mean, if you like this book, you can always get it yourself. I don't want to take too much time because I want to get to another book. And this video might be an hour long by the time I'm done. Funny enough, we're not allowed to paint her anymore. I guess because it's too revealing, I'm assuming. There are numerous characters we're not allowed to paint or draw. We are not allowed to draw Slave Leia anymore. At all. You used to be able to draw her from like waist up. Not anymore. Can't do it. It's unfortunate. They tried so many ways to actually make the Rancor. They tried a human and it just didn't look right. So they ended up using a puppet. And there's a giant hand that they had to construct. And there's their shooting inside, because a lot of there's when they produce it outside, which is insane. They literally pretty much made that entire ship out of wood. It's just mind-blowing. Crazy what people can do. They really, really try. I love being creative and doing fun things. Learning as you go. Every day I try to learn something new. Beautiful artwork. And then, if you ever go to Hollywood Studios and you go to the Star Wars land, in one of the stores, I forget which one it is, it shows you a full view of the creature that's in the ground right here. And it shows you that it's literally a giant monster underneath this. And you can see a side, like a cut view of it, and you can see inside. It's really cool. And there's when they swing across. Another gorgeous painting. I would love to have a Ralph McQuarrie painting, but they're way too expensive. If you can get them at all. This is a sandstorm video, that a part of the video from the movie that they did not actually use. They cut it out, which is kind of unfortunate, especially when they had to go through all that. But the crazy thing is, a lot of this, when you see this, is not even real people. It's all painted on glass, and they just overlay it. It's really wild. This looks like Dagobah. There's Obi-Wan talking to Luke. That's really cool. Later on in the movies, in other movies, more series recently, there's some scenes that look similar to that. This crazy amount of stuff that actually wasn't in Star Wars. Like all the... They needed to make movies or videos of all the behind the scenes. I mean, occasionally you catch stuff, but I'm so intrigued by how they make the movies and such. And when I went to California, which sadly is crazy on fire right now, I got to go to one of the forests where they shot those scenes through the woods. I got to see it. It was really cool. Those trees are massive, but it's really a shame that whole entire towns were just wiped out by the fires. It's insane. Ewoks, I absolutely love Ewoks. I'm going to share with you in a future video some Ewok animation cells I have. I have a ton of them. And I'll probably give some away again. All the different hairstyles of Princess Leia. She's thumbing for a ride there, I guess. That hair. Oh, I guess she did kind of have... I forgot she had her hair down in the one. Look at this. This is insane. These are all like... Let me see if I can get this without a glare. These are all fake trees that they made. And then this is all paintings in layers. And that's just absolutely insane, the amount of detail for that. I know a lot of people don't like go to libraries or buy books much anymore, but I do because I love seeing all this type of stuff. Like I said, a lot of the books that I show you can still order directly from their website. So go to Taschen's website. I'll leave that in the link also at the end so you can check it out. I didn't realize how many books they have that I'm really interested in. They have other books by pretty much anything. They have Van Gogh books. They have other Star Wars. They have what was he? Oh, Frank Frazzetta's work. Was a famous artist. And there's the crazy battle with all those stormtroopers. We're getting close to the end here. But the Emperor. It's crazy how a bunch of stuffed animals beat up stormtroopers. We're so uncoordinated. Yeah, this is the roll where they drop the trees. So cool. And the very end, he takes this Vader's helmet off. Vader looks like a big egghead. Shh, don't tell him I said that. And here's the final posters. I actually got to recreate a poster. My version of The Empire Strikes Back. If I remember, I will show you right here. I absolutely loved that one. I don't have the painting anymore. I sold it to someone. I wish I kept it. But it was a really cool painting. And then this, I folded it out at the original beginning. But this actually, let me get this. This actually folds over like this. Close it, and then it looks like that. so it kind of hides the pages. Kind of cool. And let's get to this one. This is the making of Star Wars. This is by a different, sorry about that. This is from a different publisher. And I might have to zoom out on this one. So let me go ahead and do that real quick, and then we'll continue. Here we go with the making of Star Wars. This is also a very fantastic book. I have so many books. And the funny thing is, I don't even read. Like, I don't like reading. I can't anymore anyways because of my eyes. Like, I couldn't read any of this stuff. The print is way too small. So the only way I can enjoy these is if they're either a audiobook or if I scan the pages and then have an app read it to me. Because my vision is so bad, I cannot read anymore. My phone is blown up to the biggest font that it can be so I can read it. This is from George Lucas's college project, THX1138, and he had to fight to get it. It was a project first, and then he wanted to make it into an actual movie, so he got money from Fox. I believe it was Fox. And they did not like it at all, and they wanted their money back. So it didn't do well. I watched it once. It's definitely different. So, yeah, George Lucas loved machines and cars, and then so he made this movie. Oh my God, why is it slipping my brain? Oh, American Graffiti, duh. That was one of his very early movies, which is kind of a crazy jump from that to the Star Wars. A lot of it was based on Flash Gordon and old war movies and the battle scenes in the sky and such. But George had to give up a lot to get his dreams to come true. He had to spend a lot of his own movies. Like I said, all these old things had an influence on George Lucas's ideas for the Star Wars originally. The Adventures of Starkiller. Yeah, they also changed the names quite a few times. He liked swashbuckling things with, people, adventurous fighting and all that good stuff. Errol Flynn. Some early concepts of Darth Vader and C-3PO. This is actually based on when was this? I'm looking for a date. I can't find it. But it was based on an old German movie. This droid that was in it was kind of basically the premise or the concept that he borrowed from to make 3PO, I should say. And this is Ralph McQuarrie Vader's, the early drawings. There's as you can see, this looks a lot like the one from the movie. At least they did change it a lot. This scene is always really cool. I wish they'd recreate this in something. But I absolutely love the Rogue One ending with Darth Vader. That's how the other movie should have been. That was just an absolutely incredible scene. And it's funny that this was supposed to be Chewbacca originally. It's kind of creepy looking. But later on, they made a character similar to that one, which is pretty cool. But I love seeing the old ships. And for you older people like myself, do you remember Space 1999? I used to love that show. It didn't last long, but I thought it was a really cool show, especially because I fell in love with Star Wars. I just absolutely love Star Wars. I had my mom take me to the Woolworth back in the day and buy Star Wars figures for like $1.99, which is wild. But here's some of the early logo concepts, funny enough, on the American Graffiti paper and letterhead. We're recording some sounds for Star Wars. This one has a lot more reading in it than the other one. And obviously I'm not going to sit here and read all this, but it's pretty wild. There's Kenny Baker, and they're showing it. It's wild that he was able to squeeze in there. Kenny Baker was such a great guy. I had numerous opportunities to sit and talk with him. I had went to a bar once and sat and talked with him and his wife. He was plastered, drunk like crazy, and it was just sad but funny. And I mentioned that story in a previous video, so I don't want to bore you with that. But I am going to start doing some story videos because I've had a crazy life, and I thought I would share some of my wild stories. I was always told I should write a book, but I'm not the best writer anymore. I used to be a very good, I was going to say very good writer. Well is the term you're supposed to use in some instances, but not that one. But I used to love writing stories. I even started my own graphic novel, but then I had my heart attack and stroke, and then I got damage to my brain. And yeah, so part of my writing creativity part was kind of destroyed. So luckily I still am creative artwork-wise, and these are crazy artwork for storyboards. The dog fight. And all the different actors and actresses that tried out for the movie. It's crazy to see some of the people who actually tried out for it. And I can't imagine it with any other people than what we ended up with. Especially this one guy from Blue Lagoon. I just can't imagine him as Luke. Mark Hamill is such a great guy, too. I've never got to meet him in person, unfortunately. But I'm trying to think. Anthony Daniels, I met. He was a real jerk. Sorry. I went to go, before I became a well-known Star Wars artist and got into doing Star Wars, I went to go see him in New Jersey to sign, when I used to do black and white art. I brought artwork to him, and I asked him to sign something for me, and funny enough, he wouldn't let me take photos of the signing. And then I said, he's like, did you draw this? I said, yes. I said, yeah, someday I want to be an artist for Lucasfilms. And he says, good luck with that. But he didn't say a nice good luck with that. It was like, whatever, dude, that's never going to happen. It's kind of because he continued saying stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, dude. And then I became a Star Wars artist. So there. And that's why I do draw C-3PO once in a while, but not as much, just because I'm, not pleased with the way I was treated. But Anthony Daniels, other than Anthony Daniels, Kenny Baker was awesome. I met Peter Mayhew. I met, I can't remember his first name. Last name was Barnhill. He's a Stormtrooper guy. I played Stormtrooper and a Sand Trooper, and he was really nice. We traded, I traded my prints for his autograph and such. And the very sad thing is, he died while waiting for heart surgery, because in the UK, I guess, you are put on a list. I mean, we do have a horrible medical process in the United States, but at least we usually can get in pretty quickly. He was put on a list, and unfortunately, he passed away. I think he had a heart attack in his truck or something. Here's crazy. You can tell it's the 70s by all the big hair, but I love those Sand Trooper photos. This is one of my favorite ones. This horrific scene. I'll show you this up close, just to give you nightmares. This is the aunt and uncle of Luke. They're kind of crispy. A little overdone. I asked for medium rare, or no, I got well done. Toasty. And there's On the Very Hot Desert. I wish he would have left these original movies alone. I would like 4K versions of these. I don't think we're ever going to get them. At least, all they're going to give you everything digital now. I'm a physical item person. I want to have things in in my hand. It would have been great to see the original actor of Obi-Wan in other Star Wars movies. This is that scene that was cut out and they later added in, and it was horrible. They should have left it out when Han Solo meets Jabba and steps on his tail, and it's just ridiculous. There's pretty old Princess Leia. There's a bunch of the Cantina characters. And I love that the wolf that's in the Cantina was actually in a new Star Wars series. There's good old stormtroopers. My favorite, of course, of the bad guys. But really, I'm a nice stormtrooper. Good old pictures there. And then putting stormtrooper helmet straight on. Nah, I can't do that with mine. I have to turn it sideways to put it on my head. They're hard to get on. I don't even have a liner inside mine. I need to put a better one inside of it because my head literally just sits on the top. And there's where poor Chewie gets left out and doesn't get a medal. I guess it was too tall for Leia to put a medal around his neck. But Stormtrooper's my absolute favorite. You'll actually be able to find some of my Stormtrooper art in a future Star Wars set this year. And I will let you know when that time comes. But it is literally me. I've included myself in many artwork projects. If I remember, I will show you here a photo of our trading card of me that was reproduced, and I'm in a Stormtrooper costume, and with 6 other versions of me, or 5 versions. This is the intro. I absolutely love this scene when the Stormtroopers bust through the door. I was sick that day, so I didn't get to participate in going through onto the Tantive 4. Actually, I was on the Tantive 4. Funny enough, I'm doing this video because that video, the photo card I'm talking about that I did for Tops, is me getting ready to enter the Tantive 4. We're cleaning our guns and such, and I have my helmet off in that photo. Who knew that I would ever be an official Stormtrooper? I would like to be one in the movies, though. I'm just on card, and I think that would be fun. But, yeah, it's a great book. A lot of behind-the-scene photos. And I do have some other Star Wars books that I'll be sharing with you, so make sure to stay tuned for that. So do subscribe. Those are awesome costumes from the Cantina. I still think it would be so awesome to be able to sit down with like Greedo or something at the Cantina. But the Cantina that they have at Hollywood Studios is just not fun. Crazy how much there wasn't much of any computers back in 77 so much that they literally had to do this crawl on a plastic sheet and run it through. That's pretty interesting. And look at all this matte painting for the scenes where Luke and Obi-Wan or whatever are trying to shut off the generator thing. That's all. Even all this fake sand and everything. It's so crazy. Yeah, all these scenes are where they painted, and then only this little section is actual video. Crazy how creative some people can be. Star Wars. And I used to have his autographed John Williams on a card, but I was stupid and sold it. This guy's literally like sitting in a trash can on a pole to do this scene. It's pretty wild. Oops. And that scene was reproduced or something similar to this game on a new TV series for Star Wars. But we're getting to the end here. There's the crawl for Star Wars. One of my favorite things. And here's all the people that helped out in the Star Wars. And that looks like we're wrapping this up. But yeah, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more cool stuff. I got a lot of Star Wars stuff coming up. So make sure to stay tuned for that. You'll get to see some Star Wars sketches that I worked on and a bunch of other stuff. This looks like what all the Star Wars was featured in different magazines when it came out. And I can't get the page turned. A few more pictures. And then Jaws. I was actually asked to work on a Jaws project. You may or may not see some stuff from that. Haven't decided. That's a cool poster. And good old George Lucas. Why did you sell Star Wars, Lucas? Why? I mean, I guess it's good because maybe we might have never seen any other Star Wars without him selling it. So, I don't know. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe for other ones. Well, Darth Vader fired me. Said I'm a slacker. I never liked working with that toasted marshmallow anyways. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. And if you did, please do subscribe and thumbs up this video. I greatly appreciate it. I need some way to make money now that I'm fired. Maybe I'll go work for the rebels. Anyways, I'd like to wish you all a magical day, and I will catch you in the next video. My mom's gonna be so disappointed.